Hello, dear audience, and welcome back for part two of this chapter. Last time, Al and Jude went on an artist retreat to Jude's family home, turned creative space as a way to get away from the harsh words of art columnists and the harsh reality that their muse, Andres, is still missing. They're experiencing some weird things around the house, though. Feelings of a presence behind them, the smell of amber, vanilla, and wood, and Andres's disembodied voice. A mark is left on Al after a scare, a handprint with ridges of finger and palm prints embedded into the flesh of his wrist, as if he had been grabbed. Jude receives a note found behind an old painting in Andres's handwriting that says, "Come to me." And a voicemail, previously unable to be heard on Al's phone, plays out on the vinyl player in the living room. Andres is telling them that he's sorry, he loves them, and that he can't help himself. Just as the painted handprint begins to blossom and spread up Al's wrist. What does this mean? What is in store for our main characters? All in due time, my dear audience. Before we dive back into this chapter, I wanted to remind you of some disclaimers and content warnings for your awareness. There will be the usage of background music and sound effects that will recreate the effect and illusion of jump scares. Further content warnings include body horror, frightening and intense scenes, loss, depression, dark themes, potential character death, potential betrayal between characters, background emotional abuse, obsessive behaviors, fatal attractions, and illusions of toxic and abusive relationships. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you, my dear audience. And now, enjoy. Hey everybody, and welcome back. We had quite the cliffhanger that I am super proud of, and I love what these two are doing. Fucking phenomenal. We're gonna continue on. We have just gotten a voice message that somehow filtered into the what's it called again? My brain is like buzzing.
The record player?
Yeah, the record player. Like it came through the record player, which that's not how technology works, not even a little bit. And you realize that colored, like those fingerprints on your wrist, Al, are starting to bleed slowly, but you're noticing it as like they start kind of bleeding together and taking up more surface area on your wrist, and it seems like it's going up your wrist and across your hand. And as you try to scrub it away and ask for paint thinner from your friend Jude, you are trapped in a tight hug, caged by unseen hands, and then you hear Andres' voice demanding that you might be next. Take it away.
Jude is kind of fighting against it and goes, I can't move
What do you mean you can't fucking? What do
the
you mean you can't
closet
move?
next to the fucking kitchen.
Jesus
Go.
Christ. Okay.
And I'm like struggling while this is happening.
You
I look up
struggle.
just for a second, just like,
Yeah.
fuck.
You
Can I
see nothing.
see?
Nope. You
Okay.
see
Nope.
absolutely nothing. But it does look like Jude is startlingly still. Like you see the trying to get out of. It's like they're boxed in. Is the best way to put it. And you're like, what the fuck? It doesn't look normal. Like the best way to put it is like if you've ever seen like mimes do their weird thing, and it's just like how they're able to do that. It's kind of like that where like clearly pushing against something or pulling away from something that is keeping him there. And you go to the closet and you look for paint there. Jude, as you're trying to get out of this grip, it tightens and you feel hands go up your arm, over your shoulder, across your collarbone, and around your neck and grip tightly, possessively. And the whisper continues, "You're mine now." And then those just squeeze, and another arm squeezes as well. It's meant to be loving but also possessive. And then it releases. And you're able to move.
Fuck. I think he goes over to the kitchen and gets the water running and kind of does that like classic, like splashes his face a little bit, kind of get his air about him again.
Try to balance. It is. This cannot be happening, is the vibe, but it did. It did
Yeah.
happen. Ow. You rush to the closet. You see a few bottles of paint thinner, one that's already in use, and like 2 or 3 more that haven't been opened yet. You grab that. And I don't know if you're gonna go over to like a tub or like a sink to try. I think you're actively just trying to pour it over.
I just on the floor,
Yeah.
like over the wrist and hand on the floor. Sorry, Jude, about your wood floor.
You do that. You kind of flick it off, and then you pour it over just enough to like soak up the area, but it is getting on the floor. Like this solution, it's bitey, but also the smell, the chemicals are a lot. You should not really be putting this on your skin, but like you kind of have to. And you put it on and you're rubbing it, and you're rubbing it in like it's like baby lotion. Like that's like kind of the partial consistency of it, and it's just not coming off. It is not coming off. You're rubbing, and if anything, the only thing that stops is that the progression of the paint stops. It's at the just before it hits your elbow. It stops there, and there's just these different paints that have taken up the consistency of your skin. Essentially, it looks like you are paint in that regard, slathered on like a canvas.
I don't think he stops scrubbing. I don't stop scrubbing until it is like there. It is just there. The paint thinner has either been rubbed off and onto the floor, or it's dried. And I don't pour more on because it's clearly not done a lot, but it's done something. And I start like trying to get to the edge. Maybe it's like you can how when paint dries you can peel it off, and there I don't imagine there's an edge.
No, there's no edge. It's like it's just a part of you now, is the best way to put it.
Jesus fuck. And then I remember to look back at Jude, who was
splashing water on his face, trying to like, what the fuck just happened? Kind of resisting the urge to shove his entire head under the sink faucet, because what the fuck? And you look, probably stand and walk over, and as dude looks at you, around his neck, that same paint, ridged finger, like fingertips embedded in his neck and collar, possessively.
Are you good?
Al, you should get that stuff off. You'll get a chemical burn.
No, trust me. I needed to put that shit on. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this. Is that normal? No.
No.
Yeah. And I really, really think you should go look in the mirror. Just like, for a sec, just go look in the mirror.
There's a
I'm not-
bathroom.
Fuck a mirror. I'll grab a spoon. We're in a
Okay,
kitchen.
fine. You grab a spoon.
All right.
I grab the spatula. The
Okay.
full metal spatula.
It's reflective. It's pristine.
reflective.
So you're able
There
to
you
like
go.
see a decent and kind of like tilt the flat edge, and you see that gradient of color, fingerprints, embedded in your flesh.
Yeah. What the fuck? You want some paint thinner? Because I think it did something. But
Is it growing at all?
No,
it's-
it looks
Okay.
like it just got started, like it just got placed. But based off of what you're seeing of what happened to Al, you feel like that is what will start happening. And you're not, there's a looming feeling, a concern of what happens when it fully takes over, if it does take over in general. Is it just gonna stop? Is it like, what is this? You don't want to find out. You don't know. You don't want to know if it's gonna spread or not. Not really.
I have no idea what to do, Al.
I mean, the paint thinner kind of did something, I think, or just stopped on its own. I don't know. I don't know. Leave. We could leave. Is that anything?
I mean, yeah. I don't know why it's here.
If it's him, I don't think it'll matter where we are. I don't think that's how ghosts work. I don't know. Do you have a better explanation?
I don't know. We've been here for a couple of days and this is only like really I don't know. I don't know why I keep like feeling him in this house. And I assume based off the placement, him feeling us too.
You weren't the one who put the watch there, are you? You didn't do that, did you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, fuck.
You know, first things first, I think let's I don't know. I don't even I keep thinking maybe locked doors, maybe something. I don't know. That just all feels like a mistake.
Salt? I don't know. What do they do in the movies? Like, this.
I mean, they do a lot of burning stuff.
They do. I'm not sure. I mean, we could burn down. I don't want. Okay, no.
I would
that's
prefer not to
that's
burn down
stupid.
the
Let's
whole
not burn down the
house.
house. Let's not burn
Oh.
down the house. No, that's insane. But Jude, if it's him, why would we're not actually in danger, right? Like, if it's him, we're not actually in danger. I don't.
You heard that voicemail. We
I
both
heard it.
did. Oh, okay, burn something. We could try
Okay.
something small. And I'm gonna go try and grab like a lighter, like a candle lighter, and go over to the sink and I'm gonna pull out the crumpled watercolor. And I'm gonna try and burn that.
Interesting.
We can see how something small goes. Maybe it's a sign that it's a good or a no good.
All right. You uncrumple this. Something. Can you describe the feelings that you had when you painted this?
I think it was such a perfect afternoon, and we were doing something that morning that he doesn't, or that Jude doesn't necessarily do, by himself because he feels bad about it, but they were being a little, I would say, um maybe a little mean spirited about the gallery we went to that morning. And so there's something that like it was like so cathartic of like Jude is normally, I think, a very like mousy kind of nice person. And so there is something like it was a little like that afternoon was like it was cathartic and kind of it was a little ferocious. And just like all it felt kind of like a really victorious afternoon, I think.
Awesome. All right. So those feelings come up when you look at it, and you look for a lighter, because there's a few around, like for candles or for like just in general kitchen purposes. And you look at it, you hover, and you're just, am I really gonna burn something like this? Something that this means this much to me? I need you to roll a desperate roll, please.
Um okay.
Is there anything you want to do to help yourself here? Make a plea.
um I think it's the first time we're gonna reveal a scar.
Okay.
um Thinking about the first time he saw his family after like the big show where the main centerpiece was a crowded subway Saturday, his like really most popular piece. It's like a couple weeks after we're doing Thanksgiving here at the house. It's like a family thing. And it's really the first time like anyone has seen me since I met Andres. And it starts out, there's a lot of like, oh, we're so happy to see you. It's so good. And there's so many like, oh, well, me and Andres back in like the city. And I think at a certain point, um, there there was a conversation, maybe not necessarily a bad one, maybe just more of a cautious one, of someone pulling him aside and going, hey, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun, but maybe don't don't get hurt for like don't put yourself out there too much. Don't This Andres guy sounds nice, but don't kind of put all your eggs in one basket. Um and we see there's like a shot of him sitting across from this other person. They're sitting there, and in the background we can see kind of behind them is just like a tall like handle of vodka that got bought for the event, but it was like kind of shitty. Like someone was like, I'll bring alcohol, and no one drank it, so it's just like a full handle of vodka that's been sitting back there ever since.
Okay.
A good
Yeah.
flammable object.
Interesting. Okay. So you're that feeling of like, are you really gonna burn something like this? And then your eyes focus in on that vodka. And you're like, to the fucking ground. And then you grab it, you pour, you
I drop it in the sink and pour some of the vodka on top of it, and safety reasons, and also I think it looks better. Instead of a candle lighter, there's a matchbook, and
oh,
he's
that's
gonna
good.
strike a match and then drop it into the sink.
I roll for me.
Yeah.
So that's 2 dice you're rolling.
Okay. So those are so sorry.
So.
I'm so sorry.
What is it?
Those are both ones.
Okay.
Both of them.
You don't succeed.
It's painful to look down right
Okay,
now.
so I forgot to do this, and I'm so sorry. If you had done this, I would have given you hope, but you failed.
Yeah.
So knowing that, like, hey, this is something that you can do that might help you, note
Sure.
that for later. But you got 2 1.
Mm-hmm.
You do not succeed. You suffer severe consequence.
Yeah.
Increases this despair. You increase your despair by 1,
Okay.
and dread goes up by 2. I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm not gonna use it yet. Just
Wow.
watch that counter for dread go up, y'all.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
ooh. So you put this picture in the sink. It's a little wet from like running water to splash your face. So it's kind of seeping it a little bit, and some of the colors bleed off a little, kind of revitalizing the picture in a weird way. Naturally, though. And you're like, all right, fuck this, to the fucking ground. You dump the vodka handle. You like screw it off. You do the flick off the top because you're like, I don't have time. You pour it over. You matchbook it and fling it. And it burns, but there's too much water. So there's like flammable edges, like some of the edges burned here. But the water kind of saves it a little bit. But the thing is, whatever's going on right now knows you just tried to do that to the picture. So you feel that hand around your neck come back and tighten and kind of push you back as if like an arm is wrapped around you. The arm, like the hand is
Kind of
tightened,
yeah, like a
like that. You're probably holding onto the edge of the sink, trying to not be pulled back. And it's not quite choking, but it is very much like know your place as well. And your neck starts to itch. Not Jude. Al, you see this happening. And you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And you see the imprint of hands clenching down. You can see that in Jude's neck, but you also see that paint bleeding same way yours had. But instead of like bleeding, like kind of slowly, gradually bleeding the way yours did, it bleeds a lot. It goes up Jude's jaw, cheek, like part of their mouth, their ear, underneath their shirt, their collarbone, down to their chest, rapidly. It slows to a stop. It gets gradually slow and then stops. And then that grip slowly loosens, as if apologizing.
oh.
Jude, are you okay?
That really fucking hurt. It I was watching it just kind of like start to burn, and then I could feel him again. He was grabbing my throat and pulling me back.
What the fuck? And actually, Al does finally, like, because he's not, like, gotten, like, physically close to you very much this entire time. And finally, like, actually walks up and, like, looks at your neck and your face and, like, where you were grabbed looking for... he doesn't even know what he's looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for, but... Okay, this is... You know, I was gonna say it sounds crazy, but I don't... Who cares? Who cares anymore? I don't. Maybe it's not him. Maybe it's something pretending to be him. To, like, fuck with us.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what he would want from all of this, or what something would want from all of this. I don't know why ghosts do what they do. I don't know. I don't fucking watch horror movies. Are you, like, physically okay? Like...
Does it hurt at all when it happens?
It was like itchy or like a weird sensation over that area of skin, and it kept on growing up. But other than that, once it stops, it stops. That sensation is gone. The closest is itchy, but like it's not quite right. Like it's just a sensation over the top of your skin.
I I don't know. I feel fine. It
Okay.
just itches.
What the fuck? Okay. So that was a no. That was
Probably a no.
that was a no. Fuck it. He goes. He doesn't even have to go anywhere. It's in his pockets, and he pulls out a cigarette, a little bit, not right near the vodka, but maybe a little too close for comfort. Lights it, and then pauses and offers you one. You want? I don't even know if you smoke, but
Yeah. And he'll grab a cigarette.
I do now.
Yeah. Um,
Y'all are like trying to have a moment of what the fuck is happening. You're shaking. I'm gonna say that like the desperate part happened. You might get going back down to tense because like there is like a lull. There's no other weird shit happening for a little bit, like a few. Let's give it like a few minutes as you smoke in silence. You kind of maybe stare at each other because you don't know what's going on. You're contemplating leaving, but you're not sure if leaving helps. It is an attempt of trying to see if it does do anything. But the nature of what's going on, you're not sure if it's in the house or if it's just going to follow you or what. And as you both smoke and the air has like just filled with cigarette smoke, secondhand smoke, all the smokes. Jude, your phone rings.
I answer it. Sorry. He like sorry, and I wasn't expecting. Yeah,
Kind of like jolts because it's like there's dead silence. No one
yeah.
put the record player back on, and the phone rings. And let's see. Do you have like a contact in the art world that like you talk with regularly, like whether it's an agent or a gallery owner or anything like that?
I have a friend who is like an evaluator for works that are sold at Christie's.
Okay.
We don't necessarily like have a whole lot of overlap in terms of like I don't have stuff that like goes up there, but like we're friends.
Okay.
Maybe we went to the same art school and like he went to like go get a doctorate for the
So
work at
they're like
Christie's, you know.
they're an
Yeah,
evaluator. Like they're like
essentially.
they what is it like it's not like it's like a it's not an auctioneer, but it's someone that like
appraiser.
checks the value of appraiser. So
Yeah, and
appraiser
does
of
like
art, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of getting that doctorate in quality art and stuff like
yeah.
that. I'm gonna give them the name Jamie Anderson. Okay, make that a side character. You see a picture of Jamie come up on the screen. It's kind of bringing you back to the norm of like, oh, this is just a person I know. Thank God, kind of situation. The picture of them is they have dark skin, twists. All the hair is twist, long twists, with twist jewelry. So like thread jewelry. Septum piercing, usually like dolled up in some way, shape, or form. Picture is with their hair up into a ponytail with a big, characteristically demented smile. They do this for the camera, or just like, hee, what's up? It's like that vibe is Jamie.
Sure.
So you pick up and you answer. How do you answer?
Jamie, hi.
Hey, Jude, what's up? You sound weird. Are you okay?
Sorry. You know, spending spending a couple of weeks out in out in Washington
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah, I know. I
Alden, you know.
heard. I hope
Yeah.
you're doing okay. I know a lot's happened, and this is just kind of me checking in on you. And as they're talking, you realize that I don't know if you've seen this with friends where they're like, yeah, yeah, I'm just checking in on you and stuff. It sounds like they want to say something else, but they want to like have the decency of like actually checking in on you first before they tell you what they need to tell you, or ask for what they need you to ask you for. Either way.
So you knew I was gonna be out here in the woods,
Yeah.
and you're just calling to check up to see if,
I
any
don't know if
interesting
it's just
squirrels.
that. Okay, no. Yeah, I'm checking to make sure you're okay, but like, I need someone to gossip with. But I also knew you knew stuff about, you know, Andres, the person that you were apparently not hitting on the side. Which,
Gripping his arms so tightly right now.
um,
um,
I just wanted to like, but if you don't want to hear it, you're trying to like distance yourself from it. But I also just wanted to ask if you would be interested in some of the gossip, some
no, no, I,
tea.
I would be interested to hear about Andres. Yeah, I'm like fully grabbing your arm, trying to get your attention, and then I say this. I say
Yeah.
this loudly.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
he is wrapped. He's like gotten so close to you, but trying not to like make any noise. Like,
All right, so getting really close, you have like
And
a cigarette in
quietly
your
switch
hand.
it to speakerphone.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Awesome. I knew you would want to hear, but you could always tell me no. I could back off. It's fine. So, I heard. You can feel it behind the speaker, like they're looking around to make sure no one's looking.
Sure.
You can't tell, obviously, but there's a pause. I heard that, like, with Andres, like, people have been looking into him, right? Right? Where, like, he's this really amazing art uh, journalist, like, from another country, like, thick accent, gorgeous man, right? Like, of course. But the thing is, some of my colleagues tried to look into him and where he's from, his name, his credentials, and they're not finding anything. So I'm wondering, and maybe this will help with you, like, getting over him, because I'm hoping you get over him. Yeah, he's hot, but not hot enough for you to, like,
Okay,
you
we
know
don't
what I
need to
mean?
get into that part right now. No, 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 it's okay. We don't need to talk about that right now. Realizing speakerphone. um, so he just doesn't exist,
I don't
or
know about all that. I just know that, like,
but I'm
maybe he
saying
went by
like
another
witness
name.
protection or something, or
Maybe, like,
like
something like that. But, like, can't find school, like, college he went to. Can't find his, like, name. Anywhere he might be going by a different name, to be honest. And maybe, just maybe, him running, he might have ran away and kind of went back to wherever the hell he came from, you know? Maybe he does this. But that doesn't make any sense because he didn't really take anything. Like, he just kind of, appeared, wrote some really good, like, pieces about y'all's art and some other people's art, and, like, kind of dipped, you know?
yeah. Hey, I need to think about this for a moment. Could I call you back in a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that busy right now. I'm just, like, still kind of looking at a couple of pieces. I just had a break for lunch. But, hey, like, I'm around. You good? I know this is heavy. Like, it could be nothing, but it is tea, so.
Yeah, no, sorry. We're the two of us are just kind of
Two of you.
yeah, remember Alden is here with me.
Oh, right. Your
He's
rival
painting
bestie.
over.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Hey,
I mean,
Al.
I don't know. He's over there painting right now. It's fine. And
Oh.
I'm just like, Jamie says hi. Trying to make it.
Well, send him
We're
kisses, love,
gossiping.
smooches, all that other good stuff.
Yeah, of course, Jamie. So good to see you, or we'll hear from
Mhm.
you. Thank
Of
you.
course. I'm around. I'll be like I'll just be like in a different place. I might be a little bit more professional sounding when you call, but
Totally.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Thank you.
toodles, and then they hang up.
I'm not gonna ask about.
I'm
your
gonna throw
shit.
up. No, don't even go there right now. That open.
From what you know, based off the information you just got from Jamie, and in general, like knowing that like he isn't from where he said he was from, like, and like you're not sure. It is kind of weird. Like in the case of what is it, like witness protection or someone trying to con someone by a false identity, grifter. Normally they get something out of it. I mean, they did get some good times with Al, and they got some really pleasant times in terms of like more platonically with Jude. But in all honesty, the only thing that really came of it was like your successes, maybe. But other people were writing about your pieces, to be honest. And what you can tell is he more focused on your pieces in comparison to other artists. But he has written about other people, maybe 5 or 6 other people you know of.
Anyone of particular note?
That's a good question. It's a really good question. You want to look it up?
Yeah, look it up.
Look it up. Like, so you're like staring at each other again, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You like look it up on your phone, laptop, tablet.
Yeah, pull up a laptop.
You can pull up a laptop, like a quick little laptop. You bring it out on the island, flip it open, and look up different people that Andres has written for. One of note stands out. Their name is Juniper Smith. Their style of art is, let's say, it is oil painting. They don't have a muse in regards to like like Andres wasn't their muse or anything like that. But their style was very captivating, like soft Baroque style, gorgeous, very soft colors, just pleasant on the eyes. You wouldn't call them a rival. Like, it's not like they were trying to compete with y'all or anything like that, but you respected them greatly. They haven't really been heard from in about 2 weeks. But people go missing and go into do their own little stretches of art sometimes. So it's not abnormal that someone would like somewhere to do their art, you know?
Definitely.
But if you're looking for like the dots, this is a very loud dot.
I Al, I think that it's a really big jump, but I'm worried about what happened to Juniper, and by extension maybe is happening currently.
You want to look into Juniper and see if like there's more information there, or you want to like make a big assumption of Juniper?
Yeah, I'll do some looking.
I'm gonna give this one to Al. Al, do you want to look into Juniper?
Cool.
Sure. I think actually I've been like over Jude's shoulder, like looking at what he's like Googling, like, because this is so invested. And as soon as you like say Juniper Smith, he whips out his phone and like starts like looking this person up, like looking at their social media, because that's, every social media this person has, any sort of people that they hang out with, like, have they been tagged in something? Have they posted? Have they checked in anywhere? Has anyone mentioned them?
So you're looking at, they don't have a Facebook, thank God.
Cool.
They have a Twitter, an Instagram, because like that's probably the best place to like post your work and what you're doing, your stories and stuff like that. in terms of trends for Juniper, they tend to post like story every time they make art or their like process of it. Sometimes they have the camera set up on a tripod or something like that while they're doing their work, because it can be very active. They have like a big juxtaposition of like splatter style and then their softer tones, so their softer, more detailed work, kind of trying to show off their chaos as well as their beauty. That's their whole shtick. And they've been showing up at galleries, taking pictures with other artists, like stuff like that. So there's like an activeness there. And then you see on their Twitter that like, hey, gonna be stepping away for a little bit. Just gonna go on a little break from art. I'll be back. It's just gonna be like for a few weeks. I'm just gonna like just decompress. It's been a long few weeks, right? Is like how they feel. And to be fair, that is within the time period of being like, hey, I'm gonna be going on break. So it could just be like they're on break right now. But no stories about the art they've been doing have been popping up, no updates in any form of social media after that fact. You're not sure if that's what they're known for, where like, oh, they're taking a break, or if it's just, hey, like, I still did stuff, you know, like I'm swimming in a pool, or like I'm hanging out in the city, you know, like that seems to be the type that they would do. But there's not even that.
I don't think it's jumping to too many conclusions to say this is like a little odd. I mean, it could be nothing. It could be everything. I don't know. Because what would he get out of that? What would anyone get out of this?
I'm gonna use all my dread to give you a despair.
Hell yeah.
Al.
Damn.
That feels right.
That feels right.
Feels
Things
so
are
right.
setting in. Things are soaking in, and you realizing, wait a minute.
Do you have a let's pretend they are missing. Okay? Let's pretend let's pretend Juniper's missing.
Sure.
Let's pretend this
Juniper's missing.
Let's pretend this happened. What does that mean? What does any of that mean? What do we do?
It put me in danger. However, it felt like it saw me try to light the thing on fire and reactively pulled me back.
Okay. Like a way it feels weird referring to him, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's him.
But I don't know if it's him.
Yeah, so so you got pulled back and it felt like because it was like concern that you were gonna, I don't know, vodka your face and set it on fire like an idiot?
No, I think the fire was I think destroying something did something.
Okay. Okay. It did something.
And very unfortunately, this is probably more of an egg on my face. There are, I would say, a not insignificant number of portraits of Andres in this house right now.
I mean, that's kind of a given, isn't it?
That's kind of a given.
Isn't it?
It is what it is. Okay.
Okay.
But
okay, what if we just try walking out? What happens if we just leave the house? If this is the stuff in the house and we just leave, what happens?
sure. And
Did they try that in, I don't know, I think Amityville Horror was the last horror movie I watched. Did they try leaving? I don't
There's
remember.
always some dad who's like, no, it's our new house.
So,
okay.
like, we can leave. Like,
Go.
you are not going to keep me in the house, and I'm not going to keep you in the house. What if we just walk out the fucking door?
Let's walk out the door.
And if we go outside, maybe, I don't know, it'll know we're not in there and leave. I don't have like I don't have the rest of the plan. I just think maybe we need to see if it can go outside or if we need to burn down your cabin. I'm sorry.
What if it needed us alone?
What do you mean?
Well, I can see what's on you, and you can see
Yeah.
what's on me.
Yeah.
But but like she also took a step back, whatever that means for Juniper. What if it needed us alone?
Like out here,
Just in general. Just
just in general. I don't like the implications of that. That's not
makes me think maybe we get in a car and go to people.
okay. Okay, yeah. We
Yeah.
can try to go to people. This is,
Go to
you know
people.
what? That they also don't do that in horror movies. Maybe they do. I don't know. But okay.
Exactly.
Let's get in the fucking car. Let's go to like some diner
Yeah,
or
let's
some
go.
shit. And let's just go.
Yeah.
Let's just go. Can I smoke in your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say that if you are able to do this, you will get a hope for it.
Okay.
But you
All
both
right.
have to roll desperate.
Ooh. Okay. How are we feeling about that, B?
I'm feeling
Gonna
good
roll.
about it. I'm feeling good about it. I think I can I can use a car related scar.
Oh,
If you would like
Cool.
to kind of bump us up a little bit.
Sure.
tell me about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I think it's actually back when Al's a teenager and he's out on like a rural New York road and he's with his first boyfriend and he's the one driving. It's his car, a shitty little Pontiac, and there's a deer that crosses the road and he swerves to miss it. The deer's fine, but he hits a tree and it absolutely just mangles the car. They're both mostly fine, but they get into an argument about it. Al unsuccessfully tries to fix the car. There's like it's the 90s or whatever. He doesn't have a cell phone and they're trapped out there all night until somebody comes by. And it's an older person in a pickup truck who finally drives them into town and he feels safe again. But I think the thing that I'm going to kind of leverage here is like, I'm trying to think of a way that is like, is it maybe it's emotional, or maybe it's like knowing how cars work now, because he tried to, obviously this was like totally unfixable, but it made him learn about cars later for sure. And also he ended up just like, he was in there for hours trying to make it work. So maybe it's like a baseline knowledge of car.
Yeah, so I would say baseline knowledge of cars, how to fix them. You might have decided that, like, hey, it might be actually really helpful if you're going to be driving all over the place to know how to fix your car, or you do your best effort before you call anyone for help kind of situation. So that makes sense.
Yes.
Increase your anxiety by 2.
Yes.
You get to use an extra dice.
All right.
Can I push myself?
This is desperate already, so I don't think you can. If you want to ask for help from Al, you can.
Okay.
If like Al's like leading the charge of like, hey, I understand cars, I know what I'm doing. Al can be technically giving you help right here to be strong enough to leave.
I mean, we're both rolling separate desperate rolls right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or okay. I hate the idea of you having to suffer double consequences for finding a car and getting into town. So
I love the idea, but like that is your decision.
Sure. I'll take a accept help.
Okay. So for the person that's giving help, roll a dice.
Separate from my desperate roll?
Yes.
Okay, I'll roll one right now. That's a 2.
Add 2 to your anxiety. Well, actually, no, it's a 1 because it's divided by 2. So, like, you add 1 to your anxiety for desperate.
Me or
You.
Jude? Okay, me.
Yep.
I wanted to make sure.
No
Fabulous.
worries. The person that is giving help is putting
Beautiful.
themselves in a position, and you are getting
that.
anxious. Luckily for desperate, it's divided by 2. If it was tense, it would be the full roll. So, cool. So, now do your rolls. I think you both get an extra dice.
Yeah. 5.
5?
5
And
for both
both
of
have 5?
us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Your character succeeds, but dread goes up by 2. I get 4 now, so thank you.
Whoa.
And the player chooses to suffer a severe consequence or raise their despair by 1. What would you prefer? Despair or severe consequence?
I'm down with raising despair by 1 because I'm at 1, and I think that's kind of a fun timer.
I might do that because we're also, if we succeed, we get the 1 hope, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
technically you both succeeded, so that increases your hope. 2.
Yeah, I'll take the despair. I think
Yeah,
that
that's kind of fun.
it has a nice balance there.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I love that. Just 2s.
Keeping
2.
things even. Yeah.
The twinsies. Oh my god, I love it. All right, so describe how you're leaving the house, and describe like what it looks like once you leave the front door. Like what is out there in terms of what's the setup of the woods
Sure.
around.
So getting out of the house, Jude is just like throwing on any kind of boots that like aren't like doesn't even finish lacing them up, just kind of puts them on, and starts heading outside, grabs keys, and outside in like the front side of the house, there's like a small porch with like wide steps that lead down to the ground, and it's a gravel circular driveway, and there is I guess probably whatever we rented, which is there in the driveway, kind of right in front of the house.
Okay, cool. So you see your
But
car.
lots of trees all around. Like there's
Yeah.
the grass, but like we can't even see the bottom of the driveway essentially because there's just like trees.
Okay, cool. And it's nighttime, or it's becoming nighttime at this time. So like there's still the lights outside, like in terms of like you can see what's going on. It's not like, oh, just deep darkness around the house. So luckily, there's a lit path kind of situation. There's lighting in the front of the house, like on either side of the door kind of situation. And you start like just brisk walking. Like I'm done. I'm done. I got the bare minimum I need. We just can't be alone. We can't be out here alone. It can't be the 2 of us alone. Let's get to town. Like this, there's a small town nearby. Probably we could sit in a diner. Maybe they'll help. And as you walk, I would say, Al, you're first, right? You're the one that like led the charge. You get to the car and you like your hands are shaking. You're trying to get keys as you're prepping, and then you look up, and leaning against the door of your car, fully dressed, looking suave as ever, is Andres.
I dropped the keys.
And he's looking at you.
Yep, the keys are on the ground. I've dropped them. Holy shit.
Where are you going, love?
Holy shit.
Where are you going, love?
Where am I going? Where the fuck have you been?
Sorry.
That's
I'm
not
here
an
now.
answer. I'm like,
Pushes off the car.
he
Starts
kind of
walking towards you.
he starts to look behind him at Jude, but he's afraid if he looks away from Andres, he's gonna be gone again. And he doesn't move away from him.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. You just disappeared. You just were gone, and you left like an insane voicemail. You know that, right? Like, that was... What?
You lift your hands up to, like, staple it, like, oh my god, you're here. And, like, that paint is still there. And you see his steel gray eyes gravitate towards it, and then he reaches up to grab your wrist lightly. It's like, I did too much, didn't I?
Okay, this is... So you actually did that. What? Can Jude see any of this?
Absolutely. Like, Jude is like
So
let's say, like,
fucking gagged.
you put your shoes on, so you're like at last out though, so you're like prepped.
Yeah.
And then like midway through, you see this happen. Like walking down, you see this. Your steps slow as you get there.
Andres, what the fuck?
Oh, thank God he can see you too.
Sorry, but you both should get in the house now.
Why? Okay, if we're gonna get in the house, you have to tell us what's going on.
I can tell you inside.
We can see you perfectly fine right here.
And I don't usually agree with him.
So it's worth investing in this once, is
So,
all
yes.
I'm saying.
He leans back, like kind of takes a few steps back and lets you go. Wrist. Hands in his pockets. In short, I think I want both of you. Everything that you are. Everything that makes you up. Your talents. Your abilities. Your personalities. Your bodies. Your muscle, your flesh, your bone, your spirit. I want it all. Love everything about you, both of you. And I need that for myself. And he starts marching slowly towards you.
There's just one step back, just like a reflexive one, and then he stops. You could have done this without the dramatics. You could have done this without cops calling my house. Without everyone thinking you're dead or missing or...
Oh, but I love playing with my food. And his eyes go black as he starts marching towards you both.
I am gone.
Are you trying to go back into the house, or are you trying to...
It's just away. It's like the direct, which is towards the house, towards Jude.
Okay.
Just zoop! You've never seen this man move faster.
And you run into the house. Jude, are you running also back into the house? Because as you can tell, Andres is walking towards you. Slowly, painstakingly. There is a gentle smile on his face.
I think Jude starts backing up to the house. And what are you?
Don't ask any questions. It wouldn't matter anyway at the end of the day. You'll be mine.
Fuck you. And he goes, and so he turns around and goes back inside the house.
All right. You close the door behind y'all. You lock it. I can imagine whoever did it. I'm assuming it's Jude. Jude, like
Yeah.
you throw your body against it, like, oh, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck.
I think
And in that moment of leaning it back against the door, that possessive hold on your neck comes back, and this time it is very oppressive. You are stuck against the door, and you feel yourself being raised as you are leaning against the door, and you're fighting this hard, and that itching sensation comes back, and it starts bleeding further and further.
kind of like kicking his feet, trying to pull at something at his neck, I think. And I think there's a reflex that like he when he first moved to New York, the big thing was like, you're a stick kid. You gotta do something to keep yourself safe. And he went to a couple like personal defense courses, and he wants to just try and like pull his full body forward. And I don't know if like it's a ghost, who knows? But in the same time, he just screams like, I'm not yours, and tries to rip himself away from the door.
Roll a desperate roll for me. And
Cool.
that sounds like, is it an element that you just worked in?
I would love to work in it as an element, and I can build it out further as a scar because it wasn't necessarily terribly sad.
Okay, I see.
Because I was trying to build it up to an element, and I was like, I haven't quite gotten there yet. But
Okay. Since it's not quite sad, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say no. Okay. Never
that's
mind.
okay. I had that feeling too while I was saying it. I was like, I can't quite get it there, but
I see. Okay.
I think that is the reflex. Whether or not it's the thing really empowering the role, I think like there's just that like struggle to get away is the real like impulse right now. Is this desperate?
This is desperate.
That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense.
You're struggling against the door. You're being lifted by an unknown force, and someone's
Okay.
choking you out spiritually. So that
Yeah.
does make sense.
Sure.
Dope, 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 dope.
Okay. Hey, a 4.
Ooh, a 4. So you do succeed, but dread goes up by 2. So I have 6 now. And you can choose to suffer a severe consequence or raise your despair by 1.
I'll take the consequence.
You'll take the consequence? Okay, cool.
I'm already at 2 despair. I'm thinking about it now.
Thinking
I'm
about
like,
it. Thinking about it.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, severe consequence. You're able to push off the wall and utilize some of the skills you know for self-defense. You're able to push out of this unknown grip, and you fall to your knees on the wall, like from the wall. You're able to catch yourself, but just barely. And you're coughing, but the itching just isn't sensed. It goes down your back, further beneath your shirt. And you feel it stop just on the insides of both of your arms, your elbow, and right where your belly button is where it stops. That's a quick spread from what just happened. And the itching is less once it stops, but it was like, now that it's covering more surface area, it's overwhelming. You're coughing because you just lost air. And because you also rolled, Al, and you went for a severe consequence with your last desperate roll, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
For
it
me?
No, actually, I think the consequence was seeing Andres there. And
Yeah.
scared out
I
of
think
your
that was.
goddamn mind. So that was your consequence. Never mind, you're fine.
That's fine.
What do you do then in the case of that?
Me or Jude?
You
Okay.
Jude fell over.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah. By the time Jude had gotten in and slammed the door, like I'm shutting these windows, like as if that will help. I don't know. And listen, and I only turn when I hear Jude fall. And I'm like, are you good?
No, I'm not fucking good. And he like lifts up his shirt. You can see
Jesus
just all of that
Christ.
color.
And I'm gonna say, as it has spread and you lift up, it's not like it's a stable one, like, oh, it's not moving. Like, you see spirals of color, you see flecks of gold, you see scratches of charcoal, you see materials of different art pieces that either you've made just bleeding over you, like in that spot. It's like it's a moving picture, it's life, it's art itself has come alive across your skin, the places where it has grown.
What the fuck? Okay. 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 So are we gonna have to like kill this thing? Or what? Like what is, because you saw that shit, right? Like you saw that shit, we talked to the same guy, right?
Fucking yes.
Okay.
I just got choked out by a ghost. Are you kidding me?
Okay, I had to check. Because this shit's like really weird. And okay. Maybe we can trap him or feed him something else. He called us food, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we can feed him someone else and then get the fuck away.
Just fucking call like a pizza guy here?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know what it wants. Obviously us, but what does that mean? What is it?
Okay, so it's some sort of like, he wants to eat us, whatever the fuck Andres is. He wants to eat us or something, and so
I think he has the entire time.
What do you mean he has the entire time?
He didn't exist. Well, he doesn't have a name, doesn't have a job, doesn't have a known education. I think he's been here the entire time. We just were too stupid to see it.
God, we're fucking idiots. Oh my god, we're fucking idiots. And he goes over and he grabs this watch that has been left on there. And he's like, what if we just break it? What if we just break it? Just break it and get him in here and I don't know. I still think we should feed him a pizza guy or something. But clearly, he's been following us. He did this to fuck with us. So what if I just break it?
That will increase your hope to 3 if you succeed a roll to break it.
I think you do that. I'm gonna... He kind of crosses the room and he goes, do you care if I fuck up this still life?
No.
He takes both of theirs. Yeah, he's gonna take both of theirs and start soaking them in alcohol.
Just burn it. Just fucking burn it.
All right. So if you're attempting to break the watch, and if you're attempting to burn the paintings, you both roll. Both of those will increase hope by 1, so that'll be 2 hope. I'll give you that. You have to succeed, though. So it has to be at least a mixed success to have a succession.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I fully agree. All right. And this is going to be a flat roll. I'm just going to... Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what dice
we don't need to push it or nothing.
No.
Sure.
It's more...
Sure. All right. I
Right.
want to see y'all succeed. That's all I know.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
what I want succession. So go for it.
All right.
Oh, well then, fucking you got it! A 6 on that one, baby.
So
A
you got a
6?
6.
A 6.
Fuck yeah. And B, you got a 4?
On that.
Okay, so we're gonna go with
Shit, 6.
Jude first. So you gather the painting. Just for good measure, probably everything that you use to make it as well. You're pretty sure that paint isn't flammable, but you're gonna do your goddamn best right now. You're putting it in an isolated area where if it does burn, like other things.
There's like take them to the bathroom in like
Yeah.
a clawfoot bathtub.
Yeah, so you
Just
throw all
fucking
the shit
dumping
in,
all
you're
that
like,
shit in
fuck
there.
this, fuck everything, what the fuck, he wants to eat me? What does it even mean? That all that stuff is going through your head as you're throwing that and you're putting alcohol over it. Like, the rest of that handle is like catching it, right? Like, you're just like, to hell with you, literally this burning. And as you're doing this, you feel soothing hands over your shoulders. You smell the vanilla, the amber, the woodsy smell, and it's just so inviting. Oh my god. But also, what are you? What is this man? So your terror is overtaking your desire to be around him, even though it's kind of fighting with each other, even if you already know and you're like, that's already weird. And you get that matchbook and you light it. And probably for good measure, you don't, like, it's not just one. You take the whole matchbook, you light all of them on fire, and you just throw it in there and it goes up in flame. And you increase your hope to 3. And you feel that itching subside, and it starts retracting up your body. Not all the way, it's not all of it is gone, but it is withdrawing from you.
It's like there's all the itching, and like that's kind of where the soothing hands are kind of touching. It's like after the hand is there, you can feel the itch really, really hard.
Yeah.
And he's staying there looking down, and he's like, you killed my art career, you're not gonna fucking kill me. And he throws the matchbook in there as it all catches on fire, and he stares at it burn.
Yeah, hold on one second. You watch it burn. You watch like different fumes of chemicals, the alcohol burn, paints bleeding, drying out quickly and rapidly as you're staring down at the work both of you had done of the watch not that long ago. And you hear in your ear next to you, "Don't do this."
Fuck you.
That's what I wanted it to be.
God damn it.
You could have been with me forever. Is that not what you want?
What I want is to remember what life was like without you, and to get back there.
Fades away. That itching is incessant, but it is retracting.
He gets back inside and like gets back in the main room, just fucking kicks a paint can. So angry. He like spent all this time being upset about this guy, and then like he's dead, but also like a creep, and it just is so angry.
So angry.
Any kind of frustration about art or whatever has like fully transformed into just like, I'm gonna live out of spite.
That's how it should fucking be.
That's how it should be.
All right, we transition over to you, Al. And how are you breaking this watch? You see that like Jude went over, like just with purpose, grabs everything, goes into the bathroom, has that handle of vodka, is destined to empty the whole motherfucking thing into the tub.
Yeah, I think he's pretty sure Jude's gonna burn down the house by accident, but I have time. I have time to go into that same sort of like supply closet anywhere and look for a hammer. Like, I am absolutely any sort of a hammer, like, and if I can't find a hammer, I'm gonna find a meat tenderizer.
You find a meat tenderizer. That is definitely in there. It has like the little like what is it, like the serrated little edge on the side where all the little little pyramids are like aligning it, and it's like, oh, this is perfect at full velocity. This will fucking do it. You know that it will.
Absolutely.
You had gotten a 4 on your desperation roll. You succeed. Yes. Your dread goes up to 2. I already did the dread increase. You choose to suffer a consequence, or you raise your despair by 1. Which is it?
I think since our hope went up, it's spicy to raise my despair.
Oh man. Oh good. Thank you. You're doing it already. Got it. Ooh. So you get this meat tenderizer. You're ready, right? You put it on the kitchen island where it had been resting. You kind of like lay it flat and you raise it. And you're like trying to calculate how much effort you're going to need for at least one good swing. There might be more, but at least one good one. Further sorry to Jude if you damage this island, but based off of the situation, you don't give a fuck. You raise it, and then a hand stops you from going down. Same hand that it's starting to spread. And it's gentle and tender, and your senses are overwhelmed with his smell. That hand wraps around your waist. And you hear his voice that you've grown to absolutely adore. Even though you only know him as a concept, you always saw him as a concept. The nestling of his cheek against yours and your neck, and he inhales. Are you really gonna do this to us?
You know, you didn't give me much of a choice out there.
It's not so bad. You'll be with me forever.
Why should I?
You'll feel good like we used to feel good forever. You don't want that.
I don't believe you.
I've never lied.
Horseshit. Yes, you have.
How?
This. You didn't mention anything about whatever this is.
That is fair. I never planned on it. But I've never lied about you, your art, everything that you are. I adore you. That is not a lie. Please don't do this.
Don't do this, Andres. You know what you're doing.
He kisses your neck. Are you sure?
And I think if you'll allow me with a mixed success, he just puts the meat tenderizer down.
Ooh, spicy. To be fair, you did succeed. So if you wanted to like play this out a little bit more and eventually shatter it, totally.
Oh, it's a choice. It's a choice that I am making. That he puts it down and grabs the watch and just throws it across the room instead.
He spins you around. Out the window?
You know what? Yeah, let's throw it out the fucking window. It's at the window.
It's out the window. Like, you haven't been able to close all of them. But luckily, this one window is not open. He turns you around to look at him. Takes your hands and then pushes them behind against the countertop. And then you feel that itch as he stares deeply into your eyes, and it spreads and it goes up and further up. And technically, you succeeded. So it's still hope 4, you know, like, so like you're still close to getting out of here. that you're letting that itch turn into something more as it spreads further up and up. And it was itchy, but now it just feels like euphoria. You're letting this in. It feels like you're becoming a part of something so much bigger than you.
Can you at least tell me what you are?
I can give you that. As he looks deeply into your eyes, so you feel yourself becoming further and further apart, like the paint is spreading up your neck to your face. I am the muse. The muse. Everyone's muse. Not just yours. Everyone has one. It's not every single last artist's muse on this planet, but they've gotten pretty close. But art corrupts and hurts, and it also is gorgeous and beautiful, elation, euphoria, everything. That's all I've ever wanted to give. Because when it's over, it's over. You hit the blue period. You go into madness. You hurt yourself. Some kill themselves. Some fade away. Shell of the former selves, but you don't have to have that happen. You can be a part of every muse ever. Every creation ever. I can give that to you.
Would I even still be myself?
You'll be you. You'll be me. You'll be all of us.
Do I get a choice?
This is a selfish part of me where I don't want you to have one. Because I want you that damn much. And I would say that's when Jude walks in and sees this scene and sees the paint bleeding up his friend. And Al, you turn to look, and you're seeing that Al is allowing this to happen. And you see that he's almost gone, fully painted over.
I think he's going to rush forward and at the same time admonishing and trying to push Andres away. Also goes, you could never fucking keep it in your pants around him, and pushes him and tries to push Andres as hard as possible away.
That's not going to increase hope, but it's going to stop the spread.
Stop that moment for sure.
So I would say roll desperation.
Okay. Can I add a scar here?
Yes. Yes, you can.
I think there is a moment we see going back. There was a day where I think Al and Jude were kind of at the height of just like a random period of being incredibly petty with each other. And we don't know who chose the date first. Not entirely. But we do know that somewhere along the way that ballooned into this thing where the two of us had a small gallery showing happening on the same day, a couple blocks away from each other. And obviously we thought that we thought that Andres could not be in two places at once. And it was a whole thing where Jude was so convinced that Andres was going to show up at his gallery opening. There was not a doubt in his mind. And then we just see these shots, it's like a time lapse where we see Andres is or not, we see Jude sitting in the gallery by himself. People are like coming, going, they're walking up, saying hi, and like very brief interactions. And it's just kind of like him sitting in front of this window, kind of in profile, looking out over the gallery, and then like looking outside. Uh, and I think that what would be a solid element to bring in there?
Steeled heartbreak.
Yeah. There's an old heartbreak there.
Okay.
Yeah. And because we do see the last kind of clip is like there's this time lapse where it's all very fast, and then we see um Andres and Al sitting across from each other and enjoying that gallery. And I'm gonna roll now.
Okay. So you introduce that scar. That's just 2 on desperate. Go for it.
Yup. Okay. Well, thank goodness for the 2, because one of them is a 1, very bad. The other one is a 6.
Bless. Okay.
Very tasty.
Complete success.
Very tasty.
You were able to be like just channel that heartbreak, that anger of ooh, this motherfucker, and now he's trying to technically eat me or absorb me or whatever the fuck
whatever this is.
And you just like was it like shoulder tackle this guy out of the way?
Yeah.
And it's just like body on body hit, and then he falls away, and you're expecting to hear him fall to the floor, but there's just nothing. He just fell away and is just gone. So, nicely
Alden,
done.
are you kidding me? We're about to die.
Okay. First,
I want to know very clearly what happened between us walking inside, being scared off by a ghost, and you're ready to, I don't know, have kitchen sex?
Okay. That was not happening.
Oh, okay.
I have a little more respect for your place than that. And also, I'm pretty sure I don't think he does that anymore. I don't know. I don't know if he's that ill-intentioned.
Take a look at yourself. And he throws the same spatula from earlier.
Catches it. Okay, I don't know what
one of your eyes is like a cavern of black. The other one is your natural hair color, eye color, and your hair is turning white where it's going into your scalp.
Cool. Okay. He made some really solid points about, muses. I know that I sound really wild right now, but like the concept of a muse, it's really, I don't think he's a ghost. I don't think he was ever a person.
Yeah.
So,
just for funsies, because I have 8 dread. Each one of you increase your dread by 1, please.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Or despair, yeah.
Despair, sorry, yeah. Increase yours to despair.
Oh,
and it makes sense for Al.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Al, no.
But you're so close with hope.
I know.
So close.
This is really, and for the viewers at home, it's 4 and 4.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do?
Okay.
So, that... I don't think we can, kill the concept of artistry. I think that would be...
bad.
Well, I was gonna say impossible, but also bad.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I love your confidence. But I think
fair.
This is something to be bargained with. Or this feels like some sort of deal. Like, I I feel we're figuring out how to get out of the deal if we want to, you know.
He keeps saying things about being together forever, so we could choose no.
Exactly. I think when we met him, we agreed to some sort of deal that we didn't realize the full terms of yet. And this is him explaining the rest of the terms. So what, do we just burn more pictures of him? There is no watch on the countertop, by the way, Jude. Just so you know, what he's standing
Broken
there.
or otherwise, yeah.
No, there's no watch. It's gone.
Okay.
Or we could just talk to him and tell him we're not interested, or we are, whichever it is.
Is that what you want to do?
We need to get him here, right?
I'm here.
Oh, fuck.
Hi.
Turn around. He's like leaning against the couch, looking at both of you.
Shit. Sorry, I thought.
I don't know why we assumed privacy.
Yeah, no. I've been like watching you this entire time.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought
That was a really good hit, by the way. Like rolls his shoulder.
I didn't know you could actually do that, Jude. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think you could. Didn't think you had it in you.
Yeah, I don't really do the like physical stuff, but I'm okay. We're all here. You're not choking me right now. I want you to know I am pissed at you right now in this moment. Arguably beforehand, and I've just been kind of okay about it.
You liked it.
Oh. And he kind of turns his head a little bit and he is blushing and he's like, that's not the point.
Oh,
right now.
So, deal. Make it good.
So something we give you instead of ourselves, or what's...
Or something.
Or something.
He smiles at both of you, and it's like this it's very cute, like, look what I just did, you know, kind of situation. It's very charming, but like in comparison to like both of y'all are almost fully taken over by paint, and the nature of just what happened. I can just absorb you now. Or
Al, look at me. Can you pull out your phone?
What?
Pull out your phone.
Okay. I have it.
Look at me and go in your voicemails.
And he's like he kind of keeps glancing back at Andres, but he's like struggling to keep eye contact with you, but he does, and is like, he gets to his voicemail. Okay.
I want you to decide whether you're deleting that voicemail or not right now.
if you delete that voicemail, your hope will go up to 5 if you are successful with your role.
Why does it have to be my decision?
It's all about choice, love.
Yeah, but he's involved too. Why does it have to be just my decision? Take some fucking responsibility, Jude.
I just fucking burned both of our paintings. Do you want me to delete it?
He did do that, and he did it with full intention of doing it. I was there.
Because I've decided what I've decided. I want you to decide. You don't get an easy answer this time.
If I delete this, do you leave? Forever?
He just stares at you.
I go, look at me again. You and I have been in galleries all over, always against each other. That has nothing, I don't think that says anything about our art except for it speaks to people. And that whether the level, whatever, we're not getting into that right now. You are a good artist. I want to be very clear about that. Fuck this guy. Are you kidding me? He's willing to eat us.
He shrugs.
We're gonna keep him in your life?
Am I anything without him, though? He is the reason I am successful, Jude. And I know you're a good artist too, but you know damn well he's the reason you're successful too.
And you know what? I want to burn every painting I have thinking about it. I can't do this. Knowing that the only reason I'm famous as a painter is because I decided under threat of death that I would prefer to be famous over preferring to make the art that I want to make. Are you kidding me?
Without this, I am nothing. Jude, I don't have anything other than this. I can't do anything else. I have put my entire life into this. And if I stop now, I am nothing. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'm too old to go back to college, but what if we live with some kind of, frankly, malevolent being around every corner,
I'm hurt.
cuddling us late at night, knowing that whatever this is some kind of monster that was willing to kill us?
Kill is a strong word.
Kill is a strong word.
I don't know whatever your thing is. You've explained it apparently. I don't know what that is.
I think kill is a strong word. Just...
What's it gonna be, Al? He like lifts a hand out to you as if like, come to me.
Goddamn. I'm gonna leave it to a roll.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So this is a desperate roll. Either you delete that recording.
Yep.
Or you are embraced by 𝑒𝑛𝑑𝑟𝑒𝑠.
Yes.
The muse.
Yes.
Are you gonna do anything additional, just a single roll, or are you gonna like put a scar in, or what?
I think this is an appropriate place to put a scar in.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yes. Hell yeah. Okay, go for it.
And I think as Andres holds out his hand, we cut to that exact same pose. He's holding out his hand and Al grabs it, and they're on a boardwalk, and it's night and it's beautiful, and they are both doing the same plein air thing that he did with Jude. It's kind of, from this perspective, it's actually, you can see he's doing the same moves he does with Jude. It's a little uncanny, but he tells he turns to Al, who is trying to sort of do this plein air of some people walking. He's not, landscapes aren't his thing, but he's trying. And he says, you know, if you branched out a little, I think you'd be really good at this. I think you could, this particular medium, I think you could do this medium too. And Al's like, no, I do one thing. I do one thing and they like it. And Andres is like,
you know, multimedia is a thing, right?
Yeah. Listen, I don't... What if they hate it, though? What if they hate it?
What if they do? What if they hate it? What if they fucking love it? What if they hate it so much that it stirs everything up? You want to rock this art world, or you want to just be a drip in the bucket.
I think you know the answer to that. Good luck.
Then fucking go with it.
All right. You know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a shot.
That's what I like to hear. What's the scar?
I think it's like, weirdly enough, it's artistic confidence.
Artistic confidence. I think it's a scar now because you know the truth about this man that's standing in front of you that pushed you to do this.
Yes.
So it is something that was a positive memory that turned into a negative one. So
yes, you see the vision.
We love it.
All
We're
right.
here for it.
All right.
Could I, since it's kind of a emotional sort of battle going on, could I have done my help by putting my full faith in him?
Yes. That the show of like you delete this. You do this.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That is 3 then. You have 3 dice to roll. And
all right.
Arthur, increase your anxiety by rolling a dice, please, if like you're helping out.
Yes, I'll let Arthur. I'll let Jude increase his anxiety.
Does it just get added the way it is?
It's desperate, so you're in a desperate situation. So I would say it's half of whatever. It's
okay.
Divided by 2.
Okay. I almost had to just go up to 7. I'm at 4.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Right. I've got 2 dice in my hand.
Reasonable.
So. You have 3 now, so like you have a total of 3 dice.
I wanted to say I'm gonna have to roll 1 extra, like after I roll these.
Oh,
2.
I see. Okay, go.
So that way, when you hear the multiple clatters, I'm not cheating.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's a 2 and a 3 and a 2.
You don't succeed. You suffer severe consequence. Increase your dread by 1. You are at 5. Dread goes up by 2. So, you hold up your phone. You have the voicemail there. And you're just looking at it. You see it, and you see the delete button. It's right there. It's right there. And you look up slowly. You see Andres his hand outstretched towards you, pleading, love in his eyes. He gave you an offer of never having to feel the pain of potential failure ever again. To feel euphoric, the joy that art gives you when everything is just going right. And you can't not have that feeling ever again. So you drop your phone and you walk into the hand, you take the hand, you walk into the embrace, and he pulls you to him, and he grabs the back of your neck with his hand, and he looks at you, Jude, just looks. And then you see that paint from behind, like you see that the paint is starting to take over your friend. Al, what do you say? Last thing you say.
I think before I've already taken Andre's hand, and I look over at Jude and just say, I'm sorry. And he turns to Andres and just says, thank you.
Of course. And the paint takes over and it moves, and it's like stop motion of different multimedias coming together, and you are enveloped. The itching is no longer itching. It is pleasure, passion, happiness, every positive emotion you've ever felt with every time you've picked up a paintbrush, a pencil, a marker. That glorious feeling of succeeding in creating. And then you evaporate into nothing. And there's absorbed for you, Jude. Transition. You see your friend turn into beautiful colors. Skin, muscle, transition to dried paints, liquid paints, squiggles of charcoal, clay, materials for multimedia. Kind of evaporate into all those things and just evaporate and then absorb 𝐴𝑛𝑑𝑟𝑒𝑠, who has his eyes closed in sheer bliss. So it all becomes a part of him. He becomes a moment, just a form or a figure of all those medias to match that energy, to bring in that energy. Inhale. Exhale, and he looks back like he usually does once again. It's happiness. Opens his eyes, storm gray, looks back at you.
As I'm here in the kitchen, is there maybe a knife block around?
Yes.
I want to grab one and start running back to the storage room.
Don't do this. Don't be like this. As you like run around the island and you go get a knife because you can see what you're trying to do, and you kind of, I can imagine you backing up with a knife, like don't you fucking dare, before you run around the corner.
Yeah, fully.
He's like, okay, like, and then starts walking in your way towards you. Please don't do this.
And he kind of pulls up he is backing up towards the door with the knife kind of between them. And as he's like trying to get the door open, he goes, the thing about fools like Al and like me who decide to do this for our lives, they always got room for us on the boardwalk. And he's gonna go inside the room and start trying to slash as many paintings as he can.
All right. So, amazing. So, can you roll desperate? You can use artistic integrity or pride. And it has shifted in a way where like there's, I can still live. I still have artistic integrity as long as I'm doing art. Okay. Period.
Okay.
So you have 2 dice to roll here. If you do this.
And that's a 5 to go rip up some paintings.
Fuck. Yes.
I'm like ripping them out and like slashing them as they're coming out and just like going through as many as I can.
Amazing. So with that, you get, it's a mixed success, but you still succeed. So your hope is 5. So you have officially survived, but we will describe what happens here. Dread goes up by 2. I, just for funsies, because I have 4 dread, I will increase your despair to 4. That just means that he is on your tail now. And you suffer a consequence.
Could I possibly describe a thing real quick?
Absolutely.
So he's like ripping out these canvases and going to slash them, and we see kind of that same effect that was happening around Al, the rotoscoping of these 2 figures, and like one keeps like reaching out to try and stop the other one, and you see like every time he brings the knife down to slash, his arm kind of cuts back to like reality as he brings the knife through another canvas, and like the things being rotoscoped aren't happening as frequently, and it's like things are getting pulled kind of back towards reality.
I love that. Perfection. So this happens and 𝐴NDRES enters the room and he watches as you knife through all of your paintings, the things that you loved before at one point. And he looks sorrowful and he reaches for your hand to stop you and turn you to him. But there's no animosity there. There's no wanting to kill you or anything like that. But he makes you drop the knife. And he looks down at you. I get it. Okay. You made it very clear.
Sorry, 𝐴NDRES.
You aren't the first to reject. You won't be the last. may not see me again. And who knows where your art will go. But I will no longer be your muse. Drops your hand. And his form, that handsome form, turns into a form that doesn't really have a distinguished form. It does look humanoid, but it's just pure paints, materials used for making the best art that you've ever seen in the industry ever, given form. It's like it shifts between charcoal and paint, acrylics, oils, clay, marble. And then he says, "Goodbye." And he is gone, along with Al. Al, can you narrate a scene that you have spent with Jude before all this?
Yes. I think it's at the second gallery that we both were at. I think it's like the second gallery opening, because the first one we were like, who's this clown? But the second one, we know who the other one is, and Al respects Jude's work a lot, despite not vocalizing it most of the time. And they meet in the middle somewhere while they're mulling and trying to talk to appraisers and trying to seem professional. And he kind of nudges Jude a little. And he's like, "Hey, check it out. I think they're gonna buy your stuff, man. You should go talk to that lady." And there's a lot of like, for a second they almost feel like they're friends. It's because he really realizes in that moment that he wants Jude to succeed as much as he wants to succeed. Maybe it's because they have a shared connection through Andres, or maybe just because Jude is a very talented person.
Jude, extend the scene.
I think that was the gallery where Jude met Jamie, who would eventually go to work at Christie's. And so they're talking and having a really really good time. And they exchange numbers, which of course is the number that is later called from. And I think the way that we kind of see like a little bit of mourning the loss is shortly after returning to New York. um, he calls up Jamie and says, um, I unfortunately, I don't think that we lost Al while I was traveling with him. It's still hard to talk about the details, but I did find out he has a couple of his works from his _Juvenalia that I think are really incredible stuff, really, really strong work. And I think it'd be worth putting on a gallery, maybe drawing some auction there, seeing if that, and there's a little bit of a collaboration to focus on the really early works of Alden and shine a light on those as kind of a goodbye.
Oh, you call Jamie, and Jamie's confused. We're like, what do you mean you lost Al? Kind of situation. And the news comes out of Alden going missing on the trip. No one knows what happened to him. No sign of it. There might be some concern that you might have something to do with it, Jude. But based off of how distraught you were, and no evidence of the contrary, it seems that, like, on record, that Al walked into the woods and never came back. And it hurts. You gather his pictures. You get Jamie to help you with a gallery. And those paintings, the last paintings that Eldon Lowe known, they sell like crazy, like wild in general. There's a part of you that's frustrated because this is the way art normally goes, of when someone's missing or gone or dead or killed, their paintings become so much more valuable. And a part of you wonders if that was kind of the point that Andres was trying to make. That, like, you don't have to suffer. Your painting can live on. You can be happy in the muse, in this creative bliss. And you can see the success that your paintings left behind will bring. But you don't want to ruminate on that for too long. And as you're at this gallery that you put together, maybe like with some other people's pieces, but like showcasing in grand detail.
It's really all a show about early works before they really establish their style, and like that's a way to hide that these are pieces I think that weren't affected by Andres. These are all those pieces that sell so well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So these kind of not trying to stick it to your friend who passed, but just in general, like, see, you could have, but also it could be just because you're gone. But people are genuinely giving feedback and talking about it and showcasing it, and then like it's just this industry. It could just be just this industry. Maybe the further point. You're staring at a piece that hasn't gotten sold yet. It's a bigger piece, multimedia. It glows. It's wonderful, and you're wondering when someone's gonna buy it. It's just a matter of time. You're standing there looking up at it. It's late night in New York City. The crowd is lessening a little bit. You just stare, mourning the loss of your friend. And then you hear shoes against linoleum flooring, walking up beside you. Just stare. Someone standing next to you, probably a gallery visitor looking up. You turn to say, like, hey, what's this piece still on? And then before you can say anything, you see that beautiful outline of Andres staring. Gentle smile on his face. He turns to you, smiles knowingly, and he points. I'll take that one. And that is where we're gonna end, everybody. Whoa.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you all for staying tuned for this chapter 4, Artist's Block. I have been your keeper for this evening, Ambrose. I go by any, all pronouns. And I would love to introduce you to our wonderful main characters, starting with you, B. Who are you? Where can people find you? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm Binar, they, them, and I definitely played Alden Lowe who died. Which was delightful. You can find me everywhere at 𝑠assylich, 𝑠assylich, like the undead thing. I'm in your spooky podcasts a lot of times. I'm writing spooky games. I'm doing generally that. If it's a little upsetting, I do my best to get involved with it, especially with all of these fine and ridiculously talented people. So that's me.
Awesome. And Arthur.
Hello. My name is Arthur. I also go by Werewolf BF. That's the question where, the animal wolf, and the letters B and F, basically everywhere. And I do game design. I do actual play performance, and you can find out where I'm doing all those things over on Twitter. And also, the main channel I work with are two shows, are Tales, well, the two shows I'm in are Tales of the Riot Nexus and Dungeon of the Mad Mage Hallister's Game, both on Timbo the Wizard's Twitch channel. Check it out.
Awesome. And hi, everybody. It's me, your boy, Ambrose. Again, go by any all pronouns. I have been your storyteller for this evening for this amazing chapter. You can find me everywhere as SS Ambrose, except for Twitter and Instagram, because that's an underscore at the end, because those places hate me, as you all know. Please check me out. I'm in a lot of upcoming things. In general, I'm going to be on Bad House RPG, playing Adrian for Hunter the Reckoning, which is the Midnight Rush. I'm really excited for that one. It's been a while since I played a Hunter game. And I'm a couple of other things that might be released, but I'm waiting for the announcement for them before I can say them. So who knows? But I'm just a little guy that's usually an angry little guy that's a werewolf most of the time. That's what I love playing. That's my shit. But yeah, so please let's stay tuned for the next chapter, which will be what chapter? Hold on one second. Yes, I am definitely recording this and y'all are just gonna have to deal with it, blah, 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 blah. Chapter 5, After School Scare. So please stay tuned for that. But until then, we will see y'all next time. Until then, see you on the other side.